Good morning and welcome back to the quick start course in C. Today we are going to talk about two-dimensional arrays. In the previous video we talked about one-dimensional array, and let me remind you that it was said that one-dimensional array is like a collection of boxes. In each box you can put some item which is basically some type of data, for example integer or a character or anything else. This is a two-dimensional array. So if you look at it, this is a collection of items 0, 1, 2, and then this is a new collection of items, and then this is the third row which is a new collection of items. Now this is a collection of collections, one collection, two collections, three collections, and this whole is a collection of collections. This can be denoted in mathematical terms like integer board 3, 3. So board is a two-dimensional array, and board is a two-dimensional array, and it has 3 elements in the x and 3 elements in the y. This is how we represent the elements of a two-dimensional array. 0, 0 is here, this is the first element. 1, 1 is this. 0, 2 is this. 1, 0 is this one. 1, 1 is this one. 1, 2 is this one. So this number over here, this denotes the y, and this number over here denotes the x coordinate. So the representation is in terms of yx. If you look at this, this is 1, 2, which means that y is 1, so this is y is 0, y is 1, and x is 2, 0, 1, 2. So we come over here. This is how the denotation is done. Now let's write a program in order to initialize this board. We have to take 3 variables, int I, x, int I, j and x. X is initialized to 0. Then we have one for loop, and within this for loop we have yet another for loop, and within this for loop we say board ij is equal to x, and increment the value of x, and this is, we close the for loop, this for loop, and we close this for loop. Now how is this going to run? Let's see how this loop is going to work. When the program comes over here, x will be equal to 0. The program comes here, I is 0. When the program reaches here, j is 0. So when the program reaches over here, I is 0, j is 0, and x is 0. The board 0, 0 is this position, and in this position will be equated to 0. So a 0 will be written over here. Now this for loop will continue. X plus plus, x will become 1, and it will go back. Now the value of I will remain same because I is still the same, but the value of j is going to change. Now the value of j will become 1, and board 0, 1 will become, and the value of x of course is also 1. You look at this, and this position is 0, 1, and at this position we have the value 1. And for loop, for this for loop will continue, and the next value will become j is equal to 2 and x is equal to 2. Now this for loop has completed because j is equal to 2. This condition becomes false, and we exit out of this particular for loop. We go into this for loop, and the value of I is incremented. if you look at it. We go here, j becomes 0 once again, and I is 1, 1 comma 0 is equal to x becomes 3, so the value 3 is written over here. Similarly, the value 4 will be written over here, and 5, and 6, 7, 8. So you see how a for loop within a for loop works. This for loop runs for 3 times. The value of I is incremented. It runs again for 3 times. Value of I is incremented again for 3 times. And then this whole program is completed. This is how we can enter 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into a 3 by 3 grid called board 3, 3. How to display the board? We can insert this piece of code at the end, just before the closing brace of main. Again, we have 2 for loops. Now the trick is that for any 2-dimensional matrix, we always have to have 2 for loops like this, one for loop within the other for loop, and then the actual logic will come over here. The print procedure D board I comma j. So this for loop is going to run for 3 times, and the value of board I comma j is going to be written 3 times, and after 3 values, for example 0, 1, 2, a new line character is going to be printed, and value of I is incremented, and this goes on happening until we have all the values of the board. Now you can modify this program to have some dashes, lines, etc. to look better. Thank you.